TikTok in. Okay. There we go. Hey everybody. Just making a little room here. How is everybody this morning? We're about to get started. Hey, gang, gang. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, my loves. Hey, Kate. Good morning, everybody. So, today, we're going to talk about some things. Good morning, cheerfully sweet. Spirit has me doing something different this morning. Hey, guys. Okay, so we're going to talk about some stuff, all right? Normally, we do the elements. I don't know if Spirit's going to get to the elements today. Got some important stuff to talk about, okay? But you will get the information that you need. All right, so I don't know how many of yous have felt the shift that took place over the weekend. Not only did we have a new moon in Gemini, we also had, and if you guys can hit the like button, that would be great. We also had a Pisces, okay? That's one of the major players because that represents restriction. Okay, and then in addition to that, I don't know how many of you follow the Schumann resonance or how many of you know what that is. So we're going to start with that because Spirit wants to talk about that. The Schumann resonance is basically the vibration or the frequency, good morning, the frequency that the earth has. This is the frequency that the earth emits, okay? Now, this frequency that the earth emits is based off of the rays of the sun and other things that are happening in the solar system, okay? So that's the basis, okay? So let's start with just that part, okay? So this is basically the heartbeat of the planet, okay? Normally, the Schumann resonance, good morning, my loves, okay? Normally, the Schumann resonance comes in at about 7 to 8, okay? 7.8, around there, okay? In the last few years, it's been remarkably high, okay? It's been going through a lot of transition, but it always fluctuates and it always looks sporadic, okay? It looks like, you know, green flashes. If you guys are not familiar, I mean, go and pull up just an image of the Schumann resonance. Now, what changed was that Friday night into Saturday, I believe, there was a short blackout where there was no frequency at all, okay? It was very odd. People thought that, you know, maybe it was down, the machine that records it, whatever. There's a fucking reason why I'm telling y'all this, so pay attention, okay? Even if you have to write some things down so you could go check it out later, okay? It's important, guys, so focus, okay? Now for a bit, everybody thought it was with the technology of catching the vibration or the frequency that emits off the earth. But when that shit came back on, and y'all could go look at it. Oh, honey, thank you so much. When that shit came back on, guys, no bullshit, and it's holding still, look like sacred geometry. They look like the DNA strands of life, but it's so complex, the design that it made. That shit is not accidental. It's not accidental, gang. It's not accidental. And it lines up with the new moon. Now, there's a couple more things I want to get into real quick so I could give you guys the background before we start doing the decks. Okay, because Spirit said they want to talk about it. Okay, so in addition to that, you have that frequency that changed. Now, you guys, you know, you gotta you gotta look at it to understand how that shit looks. It looks fucking crazy. Like, it looks so perfect. What's good, Tamila? What's good, Tara? It looks so perfect, like only higher intelligence could make it sustain in that pattern. Guys, for real. Last week we had, you know, some crazy announcements, you know, about whether we're alone in the universe, what you may believe or whatever. You know, there's a lot of crazy shit just happening. That's all I'm saying, okay? So, on top of that, how many of y'all, you know, was following the CERN shit that was happening like a year or two ago? And them trying to play with the God particle and recreate basically like the Big Bang so they could learn how to create power, right? Or whatever they're really doing, right? And crazy. Now you have a lot. I am not the only reader, okay? Especially the ones, you know, I'm not going to get into which ones, you know what I'm saying? But I have some that I actually follow myself that I think are quite prophetic, okay? And let's just say that a lot of these other readers are picking up the same frequency that I am. Okay, we've been talking about major changes happening, and I think that this is the kickoff. And we were talking about this shit when I did my last live on Thursday, and I was talking about upgrades, guys. Okay, if you were here for that live, I was talking about upgrades. And for YouTube, I have to put up that live when I get off of here. Okay, so anyway, point being, all this shit is happening at the same time. A lot of readers, a lot of spiritual people are talking about timelines shifting. We've been going through major like shedding. We've been talking about the patriarchy. There's so many things that are happening, and it's happening around this Schumann frequency. Now, the Schumann resonance is also, you could think of it as the heart chakra of the earth. The frequency that the heart chakra makes of the earth. Okay, so I wanted to give that basic explanation because I have a feeling that Spirit's going to talk about quite a few things today. Okay, so I needed to like, you know, because as I said to you guys before, when I'm, you know, like when I go online or whatever, or if I see a news report or something, Spirit will tell me, yeah, we're talking about that. It might be something that I have absolutely zero knowledge about. And what I'll do is I'll go in raw like that. Why? Because I want to make sure, okay? So then that way afterwards, I can go back and listen because I don't be remembering what I'm channeling. I can go back and listen and do my own research. So for those of you that don't know, that's how it goes, okay? So we're going to get into some stuff. I'm going to check out what is happening for the collective, okay? Normally, yeah, you know, I do this beforehand, but I'm going to give some to y'all too because I feel like the fact that we are here in this timeline or on this earth during this time, during this transition that we are going through, it's like a blessed ascension. I hope I'm explaining that right. It's as if you chose to be here, okay? You have a soul contract, you chose to be here specifically for this time period. Okay, so that means that there's a purpose for you to be here right now. Okay, so we're gonna get into some things. Okay, we're gonna get into some things. I am gonna start with this notes from the universe, being that this is happening, you know, from the skies, let's say. Okay, so we're gonna start there. And I'm going to take a look at what Spirit wants to tell us about the meaning of this planetary shift. This Schumann resonance affects every living organism on the planet, because we are all electromagnetic beings, meaning that that frequency also affects our own frequency in our lives. Okay, so let's get it. Spirit, thank you guys for the gifts. If I miss a gift and I'm start channeling, please don't think that, you know, I'm ignoring you. It's that I'm channeling, okay? So you are adored, and it says, don't be fooled by the players and don't be fooled by yourself. There's no one more lovable nor loved than you, and I know everyone signed the universe, right? And for those of you that, you know, follow me on YouTube, you know, for quite some time, at least 2 years, you know, I've been talking about the divine feminine coming back, both as the, as above and so below, dark and light, to cause a tipping point. For those of you on TikTok who are not familiar, go watch my 100 monkey video. It's probably about 7 months back. Okay, and I'm gonna break it down real fucking quick because I feel like, I feel like this has something to do with what's happening right now. So there was a study done, I don't remember exactly when, probably 80s, 90s, whatever. They had some monkeys, okay? So they gave monkeys, you know, basically a dirty yam every day, a dirty yam, okay? And eventually one monkey recognized that, you know, because they were on the, like, the waterfront, right? So one monkey recognized that if he washed it in the water, in the ocean, salt water, right, that the yam tasted better. So basically he started teaching the others, like, hey, you know, you wash it, it tastes better, right? But what happened was that the scientists running the study recognized that after 100 monkeys learned this thing of washing the yam, all the monkeys around the world started doing it. Monkeys that had not been around those monkeys. So what does that mean? That means that as a collective thought, stay focused, gang. That as a collective thought, that these monkeys were tapped in, evolve, okay? This is like the upgrade. You got it? I had been saying in that reading that we were all headed towards 100 monkey theory right now. And that what it is that there's like a new consciousness coming online, okay? That's why there's so much spiritual awakening. You see all this tarot and you see all these spiritual people online, because there's an awakening and these people are like the messengers, right? Now, as above, so below, you have also the converse energy that's fighting to pull, to stop it, right? Whether you call that the patriarchy, the system, whatever, you know, whatever you want to label it as, right? So that's the conflict, right? So now the two timelines are coming together, right? That blackout point, right? Now, here's the thing, because someone writes in the chat, I hope it's for the better. Here's the thing, right? It's about where we put our frequency, because we're all learning that we are all basically, you know, part of the all consciousness, right? So where you put your focus is where you are going to resonate with. You are also part of the Schumann resonance. So when you give into the negative frequency, you are magnifying that 100 monkey theory. When you are tapping into your higher self and trying to respond with your, you know, with your higher self, your more detached, non-emotional self that looks at it as part of the journey, then what happens is you assist in the 100 monkey theory towards the positive. Okay, so I feel like, and I'm going to start with that before we, you know, jump in and get the spirit messages. I feel like what spirit is saying, or what that pattern in the Schumann resonance is saying, is that we hit the 100 monkey theory. You know, understand, you're going to see some people in that opposite frequency. All right, I'm just putting that out there. Listen, if you guys go back to around when I did that 100 monkey theory, you're going to see a whole bunch of fucking readings about this shit. okay, about the CERN, about all the messages I was getting that is now coming to fruition. So, okay, so let's go. Spirit, can you show me? Good morning, my loves. Okay, so I'm just putting it out there because Spirit said we're going to talk about, and I have no idea what Spirit is going to say about this subject, okay? I'm just saying that Spirit had me do this, okay? Millions of people praying shift. Millions of people praying, shifting the atmosphere. Yes. Okay. So time to make a demonstration comes out. Okay. The older the soul, the softer the glance, the quicker the smile, and the sooner to and the sooner to say I love you. They also skip and wink more than normal and hold hands with those they walk beside. Utterly fearless. Okay. So here it is. Remember when I started off saying that, you know, there was a lot of people, spiritual people, that whether they believe, you know, what their beliefs are, they're all talking about, thank you so much. They're all talking about the fact that there's, you know, like a spiritual awakening. And I said that all these people were being disseminated to like spread the word for the 100 monkey theory. And this is the demonstration coming online. Okay, so again, back to what I said about holding your vibration. Okay, yes, are there going to be moments that are going to pull you, you know, trigger you? Yes, be very mindful. Recognize, okay, in that moment, what is triggering me about this situation rather than necessarily responding, because I feel like the whole point is to stay focused on the love frequency, on the heart chakra frequency, on the elevation frequency, and that this is pulling us up, pulling us into the timeline, pulling us into the 5D. Spirit, can you show me? What else do you want them to know, please? You have here all there is to love. Places where you haven't found it before, it's always because you've grown. You so rock, sign the universe, right? I feel like there was an intervention because of like some type of constraint on humanity. Okay, so this feels like galactic, like there was a decision that was made on behalf of humanity. Okay, about systems. Okay, we also have here start where you are. So this is completely fresh start. Okay, start where you are. Okay, we had this card in reverse. Okay, all there is to love has been there all along, saying that it wasn't there. There's been an upgrade. I didn't want to, you know, go right for the jugular when I came on because I don't like to lead. I want spirit to lead, right? But one of the things that I thought was like, yo, that looks like communication. Like, if I want you guys seriously, like I'm fucking serious, go look at the image of what the Schumann resonance looks like now versus what it looked like before. That shit looks like a crop circle. That shit looks like a pattern. Like what's that shit that they used to use back in the day? You know, like a telegraph where they would tap. Listen. Okay, but it feels like this is some type of signal. Now, whether are we sending the signal? What's good, Copenhagen? Are we sending the signal or Morse code? Thank you, hon. Because that shit just went out my fucking head. I will come out. Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what are you looking to talk about today, T-Styles?
We can talk about anything, but I was wanting to battle too at the same time.
Nah, we're over here having a spiritual conversation, my love. I really like to have, you know, those type of conversations, but thank you for asking, okay? You have a great day.
You too.
Okay, bye. I'm trying to figure out how to end this. Okay. See, I'll let them in, yo, if they have something to add. Are we good? Can you guys see me? Okay. All right. Yeah, because like, I'll talk to other creators if they want to talk about the stuff that I'm talking about. But I don't want to have like, random, it ain't about that. All right, so let's go. So like I was saying, start where you are. So this is a fresh start, okay? I was seeing the resonance. Thank you, my love. Thank you. I was seeing the resonance and thinking like that looks like some type of code, okay? That looks like some type of code. Or are we coming online in some way and we don't fucking understand it? Okay? Now, on TikTok, like you could just put in the Schumann resonance, and a lot of people have a lot of different opinions. There's some conspiracy theorists, there's some spiritual people, there's scientific people, all fucking talking about this. Okay? So, some people are like, the military's on the move, they're seeing, and I don't know if that's true or not. I would just say that there's definitely a fucking shift. So we're going to see what Spirit has to say about this, okay? It looks like we're totally starting fresh, okay? And it says they chose you. Now, remember when I first came on, what did I say? I said, there's something special about being here right now, experiencing this. Okay, the fact that, listen, there's a lot of people right now on this planet that are completely unaware of this shift, whether they're feeling it or not, okay? And this, how they move in the next, bit of time, maybe a couple of months. Thank you, my love, right? It's going to determine on which side of the 100 monkey theory they sit. Now, for those of you who's coming in and are a little confused about what I'm talking about, this is live on YouTube. You can go back and rewind to get the full gist. This is a very important message. Okay? So they chose you, and it says you might not readily believe this. It might even spook you a little. But there are those who chose this very lifetime in large part knowing that you'd be here. Now, that's what I call a reputation. Hug, sign the universe. Now, what is that saying? Thank you so much for the gifts, my love. What is that saying? That those of us that are here accepting this mission of like coming into the new timeline, into this higher vibration, those that are taking on responsibility to be in their higher resonance are very important. Okay? It's like we're being relied upon without knowing that we're being relied upon. Okay? So not only, and yes, doing the work, right? Not only doing the work, but understand that whether you want to consider them as entities, deities, energies, frequencies, are also relying on segments of society to take on the mission. Spirit, is there something else you would like? Now, we have out here, it's not as if you need anyone. And it says, for as long as you wish to keep them in your life, wherever they may be, understanding them as opposed to changing them will wildly improve the chances they'll wish to keep you in their life. On the other hand, you're pretty much stuck with me. People are going to fall away. You guys know that this has already begun. Okay, and I'm not saying you're never going to see these people again or they're going to fall out of existence from the earth, even though there are going to be segments, okay, numbers, okay, just like during the coronavirus. Understand that this shit started some time ago. Okay, so there was a gradual shift, Spirit is saying. Some people are not going to go into that timeline. Others are not even going to realize that things have shifted. It's just going to seem very, things will seem very dark to them. But it's because like the 100 monkey theory went for them in the opposite direction, meaning that you may pass these people, know these people, see these people, even speak to them in some instances, but it's going to be like a bubble, a protective bubble. Sorry, feeling a little pressure because Spirit's on me right now. It's like a bubble. So it's like the two things, it's a protection. All right, Spirit, what deck do you want me to use? Where do you want me to go next? I'm going to decline this because if I don't see, like if somebody, if you want to come in, write a message, tell me what you want to talk about, because I really would love that. If I could get people that want to talk about real things, I'm for it. I don't care about them dumbass battles and shit like that. I'm not interested in that. I'm not here for that, okay? Show me. All right, the echoes and pains, the aches and pains, yeah. Yeah, and a lot of people felt that this shift was coming, right? So we have 4 is diversity, right? You know, come together right now, right? And there has been long-standing division between all segments of society purposely used for control. Control, right? And now there's a shift, and the Schumann resonance and the earth, the trees, the planet itself. Look at the sun rays. I'll show you guys in a second. Look at the sun rays shining through. Heating. I saw this morning, like there's a report that there's like 100% chance of this cyclone creating like off the shores of Africa into the Lesser Antilles. Okay, we talked about last week, I forget which live, about an increase in an increase in volcanoes. Like get ready, because this summer you're gonna hear a lot of stuff. I feel like I'm just gonna say it. Okay, if the flares are happening that strong, that is affecting the frequency of the earth, there's a large, and my private followers from Patreon, they get these type of readings all the time. Spirit does not usually put me to do these in public. Okay? And I've been telling them for quite some time that there's, the grid is going to get fried. I've been telling them that for like a year, probably. Okay? And it's because that frequency is going to be very strong. Now, I don't know how long it holds. It could be towards the end of the year. This is so that because then you're going to have to rely on like what is around you. Okay, 1144, right. You feel me? You're going to have to rely on the interpersonal connection that you build in your communities. It's not going to be about, I'm going to say, if they're a Trump supporter or not, or you know what I'm saying? Like it ain't going to be that. And that's done purposefully, right? It's going to be purposefully, right? So that people, and a lot of people, they keep holding on to that negative aspect, that lower frequency that they've been on for a very long time, is going to bring them down. I'm going down. Right? Mountain intention, because the shift that's happening right now it's beyond, like it's beyond what you believe. It's beyond like what you might envision as like political. This is the earth's response to the chaotic energy of man. This is earth. I'm gonna say that shit again. This is Earth's response to the chaotic energy of man. Okay, and there's like a 1%, okay? Whether you think of them as corporations, the super uber wealthy or whatever, but the ones that are extracting, constantly extracting to the detriment of the planet, this is the response. Now that's if you look at it on the micro. Happy Juneteenth organisms. Don't get fucked up. In the grand scheme of the universe, you're but a speck. Right? So, this is Earth's response to man, right? But we also don't know when we have people fucking with CERN and doing all this other shit. We don't know how other, if there are other, because I'm not here to tell you what you believe, right? If there are other life forms, imagine with us trying to fuck with the God particle down here, which they say caused a black hole in the universe, which that would also affect other places, right? And they're talking about all these sightings and what happened in Vegas, right? Maybe they come and be like, yo, y'all motherfuckers are extra busy. Y'all are extra busy. You need several seats. You're fucking shit up where we are. Sometimes we be doing the most. Okay? And there's been reports for long periods of time talking about how they've been known about, other life forms and how we reverse engineered technology, that some of the technology that we have now, was reverse engineered by things that they have discovered, right? So if that is true, I just want you to make this one fucking connection. If that is true, that some of the technology that has been discovered over time, I guess I see in his lifetime, then that means that they're more evolved than us, right? So if they're more involved than us and they wanted to wipe us out, would they not have done that? Is it that they're afraid because we're fucking toxic as fuck and we try to kill everything that we don't understand? Could it be that they're more sentient than us? I don't know. But what I'm telling you is that it feels like there's a big shift. Spirit. Right. Most people love smoking until those wildfires smoke came in abundance. Correct. Right? So, we just need to look at things in a different fucking way, okay? You mean to tell me that all this time, and listen, I'm not gonna get all into like every conspiracy theory in the planet, because this is not what this is for. But there are a lot of civilizations that have written in their histories, encounters, right? Right? The Egyptians, right? I believe the Hindus, right? So, right? So this isn't like the first time around, right? Now, with this mountain and intention, this is why Spirit is talking about the 100 monkey theory, because the earth has hit a tipping point, the Schumann resonance, right? When you see the graph, it's undeniable, unfucking deniable. Okay, so something has shifted. Now you can't stop that intention. Please don't stop the music, right? It's cleaning up. It's cleanup time. 5 minutes to closing. Cleanup time. 5 minutes to closing, right? So shit is already in motion. Shit's already in motion. This is why those people have been disseminated to uphold the frequency, uphold the frequency. Right. Even if they were conspired, it would be only to make people aware their own deeds as well. Yes, I do believe that there is an aspect of that, right? That internal needing to look inside, right? Because we all, if we're all the all, and we feel this negative frequency, but that means that it's also coming from within. Thank you, Spirit. All right. So those of you that are feel like a higher love frequency, like things are starting to move, like you feel it underneath, right? Those people are like stepping into the new timeline. The people that are feeling like fucking dread and you know they can only think about negative things, they're being pulled in the opposite direction. You got cave initiation. Yes, tap the screen please. You got cave initiation. Okay, seeing two things here. There's going to be a lot of discoveries, things coming out from the shadows, discoveries about, you know, how we dealt with things in other situations. Okay? So think of like, you know, because I personally believe, you know, that humans and dinosaurs were basically coming on, you know, they were there at the same time, right? So when that cold shift happened or whatever, you know, like they say that the humans went into caves or they were looking for places to find shelter for terrible temperatures, right? So I'm getting like we're gonna find things that make us understand how others handled it. But I also feel like the frequency, the Schumann resonance is also upgrading our DNA, because I told you it looks like a DNA strand. I said last week that we were all gonna be getting upgrades in your pre-existing gifts. Other gifts could be coming online. Okay, so the lighter you keep your frequency. Now you know, every person looks different on how they keep their frequency. There's some people that believe like you got to completely give up meat. Okay, but I may compensate in other ways. So like how I compensate is like, you know, there's a lot of shit that I don't let into my third eye. Okay, so I'm watching like positive shit. I sleep with positive shit. Like when I tell you that I'm in that frame of mind, like half the time I look at TV, it's so fucking boring because it has nothing of quality to raise my vibration. You understand? So you have to pick a fucking area where you're gonna go hard. Like let's say you're still consuming meat. Okay, well you need to go hard in another area until you get everything balanced out. You got me? Some of you shit is gonna start feeling like, oh, I can't have this anymore because it's too much acid. I can't have this because you know, milk fucks my stomach up. I can't listen to loud music. It hurts my fucking ears. Like it could just be, but it's all about this advancement, this upgrade. Okay, I said to you, right, that there's no way that this frequency will affect every living organism on the planet. Thank you, Spirit. Y'all could look this up too. There was a article, this might have happened like a week ago. A bear swam out of the ocean, not a lake. So how did the bear get there? Nobody knows. They have their ideas, right? Right? Then there was another weird sighting. You're gonna start seeing animals doing shit that they don't normally do. Insects doing shit that they don't normally do. Okay? Why? Because we're not the only ones getting the upgrades, gang. Now I'm hearing that when is it Inuko? I say her wrong, her name wrong. I love her. Right? So I feel like, sorry, I got an itch on my back and there's nobody here to scratch it for me. I feel like it's not just us, gang. It's not just us. They're showing me like group think. Okay, so like you know how ants, they think like I feel like we're going to see that. But it may not just be ants. It could be, you know, creatures that are normally singular. All right, so just pay attention because the signs are going to be around us. Eagle vision. Watch the skies. Also showing me, girl, those big flying roaches. Whenever I see one in my apartment, they be laying on their back. Yeah. Yeah, they're acting, I feel like the things are going to act very strange. Where's my coffee? I also feel like, I feel like the migration, they're telling me migration. So you might see them flying in the wrong direction. It's spirit messages today. So spirit's talking about a big shift that happened over the weekend, and today is spirit messages. Right? So ocean waves is here, right? So it's like watch the sky and watch the water. Watch the sky and watch the water. Strange things happening with the water, strange things happening with the sky, right? Jasmine sensitivity. You may find that you are extra sensitive. I just said that. Like a higher frequency, like you could feel things more easier, okay? You were super tired all day yesterday. To a new frequency. Okay, the Earth's frequency changed this weekend and it's in a proven graph. Go look it up. Okay, so the sage purification, right? This is about purifying, right? And purging as much as you can. So remember when I was saying, you know, you may be watching what you're allowing yourself to see, what you're allowing yourself to hear, what you're allowing yourself to eat. These are all things, okay? You got diamond radiance out here. As this happens, the people that are kind of like in a lower frequency, 2 and 3 a.m. Yeah, that's in the, you know, that's spirit's hour trying to like let you know, okay? But with the diamond radiance, understand that these people that are in a lower frequency, when the shift, because we just hit the beginning, right? We came online. Think of it like the lights got cut on, right? So now the lights got cut on, and as it gets stronger, the lights go off again. Do you understand? Okay? So the lights got cut on, the frequency's online. That frequency's online, it's too strong, it collapses something. It collapses something. When it collapses something, all the, hey my love, all the, they're gonna look at all the ones with the light energy, like y'all gonna stand out, okay? People gonna gravitate. See, islands, attachment. Your thing is to keep, not to say that you shouldn't be around people, right? Or that you can't assist people, but with a modicum of like control. Modicum of control, okay? Because you're going to be like a lighthouse. And I've said this like 3 times in the last few lives. You're going to be like a lighthouse, honeybee community. And I was saying that we're all going to have to kind of come together, okay? We're shedding old... we're shedding the old frequency. We're shedding the things that don't align to us in our personal life. But also, like every species is doing the same. Okay, cloud imagination. Okay, I feel like purple haze running through my brain. So there's an air confusion, okay? They want to keep an air confusion, okay? And I don't want to get into all of that, spirit, really. Okay, but like they want to block the skies so that we don't see everything, because so a lot of the things that you see on TV right now are to like distract you, because change is afoot, right? And once people really realize like change is afoot and things are not going to be the way they were, it is a spiritual alignment, right? But for those who are not in any form spiritually aligned, it's, you get it? And then all those people that, when you were saying to them, like, oh, I'm into astrology and tarot, and and I like all this spiritual ascension, and they were looking at you like you have four heads, watch how they're all going to be like, yo, so what was you talking about? What was that you were saying? Break that shit down again. Now they're going to want to know. Because those people that were in that frequency are going to be holding. We're going to be holding. Not to say that it ain't gonna be crazy, but we're gonna be holding like our frequency, right? And everybody's gonna be like, ah, you get what I'm saying? Crystal quartz, right? Focused, right? Listen, a lot of y'all need to go out to a crystal store and clear your fucking mind. Go into a crystal store and go find a crystal that is drawing you to it. Why? Because often your body knows, your chakras know what you need. Okay? For my high vibrational people, those of you that been angel aura, dog. You see that? Do you see that? This is like a very high frequency. Okay? Angel aura. And I have several pieces. I was selling them online before. Okay, look. I might get in a new order and sell some new ones. But I'm gonna take these downstairs. I'm gonna put one under my pillowcase. Go, I have Moldavite on right now. It's a little costly, but yeah, you're gonna get a tiny little piece like this. Little piece in here was like $40. Okay, but I'm just saying, gang. Spiritual protection up. Okay? Yeah, see, regeneration, right? You give me butterflies inside and right? Yeah. Okay, so we are regenerating. So is the earth. Cicada voice, okay? Now, getting two messages with this cicada voice, okay? This cicada voice, the resonance, vibration, sound, right? The earth is vibrating on a different sound, right? This is like good morning, my love. Spirit is saying basically, you better listen to the frequency. Dee Dee, you definitely want to go back and see what Spirit had to say about this shit. Right? But it's like the frequency of the planet has changed. This is like the planet taking back control, but also like being heard, right? Now I told you this vibration is going to hit every living organism. Upgrades. Okay, so this cicada voice, this is also going to change us, insects. You didn't get the notification? It's crazy though right now. Like this vibration, the earth resonance has completely shifted. Go look at the graphs online. It's out of this world. Okay, and this is gonna make people, just talk about humans for a minute. Like you're gonna have to come to pick a side, right? What are you gonna use your vibration for? Your voice, okay? Throat chakra, but throat chakra is directly connected to the heart chakra. This heart chakra and the Schumann resonance, the Schumann resonance is basically the earth's heart chakra speaking. Okay, I'm not taking in anyone now. Okay, so it's like this thing, it's a so we're gonna get into fucking alignment, or we're gonna be forced to get into alignment. A lot of people ain't gonna be able to, you know, traverse that thing. That's why they're gonna be looking for the lighthouses, aka y'all. So your spiritual protections need to be on fleek right now. Okay? Spirit. Yeah, listen to Shred Box to hum. Yeah. You know, I listen, whatever the frequency is changed. And here goes moss adaptability. Listen, Spirit said, don't forget the algae. Don't forget the germs. That's changing too. Okay? So new forms of algae. Okay? That's what because you're being called, you know, and I don't know if you're into Reiki, but if you're starting, and I can attest to this because I'm a Reiki master, okay, and, you know, I've worked with Archangel Michael in the past, you know, because, you know, I've studied a lot of different veins of, and I came originally to the ATRs through Lukumi, which works a lot with Archangel Michael. Okay, hey Jen. So I already was working with Archangel Michael, but when I started doing the Reiki, I recognized that those archangels, or how some people like to refer to them as ascended masters, they're very connected to the chakras. Okay, and the frequency. Okay, so what I'm telling you is that, you know, what I found, because I started my spiritual journey, and I was always, you know, like I always had gifts as a little girl, but I started my spiritual journey around 13. And, you know, at first it was tarot, and then, you know, in my 20s it was astrology, right? And then in my later 20s, almost 30, I started getting into the ATRs, even though I already had knowledge in that, right? So now what ended up happening, it wasn't till later, I saw all these three things as different parts of myself. What I didn't realize was that I was coming to a period where it was like the secret sauce. In other words, Spirit was giving me, you know, and how we say in Christianity, the Son, the Father, and the Holy Spirit, right? Well, what if it's the Divine Mother, the Divine Father, and you, the Holy Spirit? Okay, so it could be that this Schumann resonance is beginning to align them. Like, you can reach out to me. We can have a conversation about that, because that's real fucking talk. You see what I'm saying? So it took me a long fucking time to understand that what was happening was that they were merging. But that didn't happen before because I would not have been ready, or maybe my vessel was not ready to hold the frequency. You understand? Okay? So let's see. Right, that's another way of looking at it. Action, wisdom, and unity, right? So, you know, and you could label them differently according to your beliefs, right? But the fact is that there's always like three things that need to come together. What types of protection for ourselves do you recommend? Well, like I said, you know, I like to work with the elements. I like to work with elements. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what I mean by this. All right, so if I want to do a complete cleansing, I'm going to take 12 on the clock, my loves, okay? Thank you, my love. If I want to do a complete cleansing, I'm going to run through the 4 elements to achieve it. 45, 45. Okay? I'm going to run through the 4 elements to achieve it. So what do I mean by that? I'm going to use some form of fire, which could be a candle, some form of air, which is going to be an incense or something to that effect. Some form of, I said fire, water, earth, right? This could be herbs, right? Or crystals, right? So I'm going to make sure that I have a representation in my protection of all 4 things. Okay, so I'm going to meditate for 10 minutes, but I'm going to use something from each of the 4 elements. Okay, air can even be listening to high frequency music while you're taking a spiritual bath, while you have the incense burning, while you have the candle going. See, now you incorporated all 4. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. And if somebody wants to come in, you got to tell me what you want to talk about. I'm not just doing random. If you don't want to talk about what we're discussing, I will not. Okay? Yeah, we got to do that. And you need to be doing that regularly. Okay? We need to be doing that regularly because this is, you know, the alignment, okay? And we need to assist our bodies because remember, with what card, I forget what card I said it, focus, but like, it's like, it's too late, baby, now it's too late, right? So we tested, humanity basically tested the planet, right? Whether it was by the 1% or all of us, right? This abuse and extraction, right? So now, you know, once the tip off on the 100 monkey theory, what I was telling y'all, right? The tip off of this new energy coming online, it's not like you can turn it back. Please don't stop the music, right? So we're going to fall in line or you're going to be left behind. Okay? Now where we're headed is apple tree abundance and rainbow and beauty. But understand, this is, you know, I said in the beginning, the normal resonance for the Schumann resonance is at 7.8. What it has been since the change was 182, guys. That don't sound like a large leap to y'all? Right? So I'm not saying it's crazy. And the shit is, what makes it so bananas is that the normal images of like the Schumann resonance, it kind of looks like, let's say, an EKG or whatever, but it looks like a green glow, right, on a black screen, and it looks always like erratic, kind of like a heartbeat, EKG, right? Now that shit looks like DNA strands completely formed, sacred geometry. It never looks like that. Again, what does that mean? So you know, and there has been throughout time and space, even as early as, you know, in the Egyptian times, right, where they were talking about, you know, being intervened with a higher source, whether you feel it was spiritual or extraterrestrial, right? Right? So that's what they believed, right? The crop circles, right? You know, people wonder how pyramids were created, right? The technology, right? where this higher knowledge came from, right? All that shit. So I'm not here to tell you whether, you know, it's okay? Listen, everybody has to make their own assessment. But what I will say is that if you look at that graph and you don't see sacred geometry, you don't see that there is a higher code, you don't see that the all is saying something, that the earth's resonance has fucking shifted, and that there's absolutely no way that that cannot affect every living human species, right? I don't know how you could come to that conclusion, because we're all electromagnetic. All right? So it's like legit, it's time to stay in a higher vibration, okay, to complete, to like, it's like purification. Thank you, my love. Thank you for the, right, that we're doing in our communities, that we're doing, you know, as a globe. Okay, Spirit is saying that it's on every level, that this is evolution, that we're witnessing evolution on a rapid and large scale. Rapid and large scale. So, shout to the heart and you're too late. You give love a bad name. Good morning, my love. So also Spirit is saying, you know, and I said to you that Spirit was, that the planet had decided to purge itself, right? Of like organisms, or like to shift the energy from like this extraction, okay? No, I started a while ago. If you didn't get a notification, unfollow and then follow again, so that way you can start getting notifications again, right? But if you missed the beginning, you can go over to YouTube. It's live there and you can rewind, right? So I'm feeling like there's some type of shift. This is like, you know, we're purging on a, Spirit just said this is not a word I would use, guys. Spirit said we're changing on a molecular level. I'm not sure what molecular, but I feel it's like in your body. Okay? Like I don't fake jacks. Like I took my GED, and then I went to college for like a year and a half, okay, into like medical things. So when I start talking, or when I'm getting messages about internal, know that that's my Reiki masters that are giving me that information. Okay? So Wheel of Fortune, and it is examining cells, yeah. Okay, and then the King of Pentacles sideways. The greed, forget about greed. Financial security is not gonna be the priority in this new system. Okay? So like love can't be purchased in the way that it's purchased now. Admiration can't be purchased in the way that it's purchased now, because everybody has to roll up their sleeves. The fall. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Three of Swords. Ooh. So this feels like those that abused power are going to be hit the hardest, because in reality they don't know how to fend for themselves, and the things that they have are going to be worthless, or non-functional. So meaning like everything that you own needs to have its purpose, and things that don't have its purpose will be pushed aside. Thank you guys for all the love. I'm gonna just use this as an example. If you're a rich person and you have a gold toilet bowl, okay? The gold itself is valuable, but who needs a gold toilet bowl? Right? It's what can you do with that, right? Or let's say that you have a bunch of Louis Vuitton, one of my favorites, right? You have a bunch of Louis Vuitton, right? But what would that, peace and prosperity, King, what would that actually do for you though? Like, what could you trade it for? Right? It has absolutely no functionality other than if the person is concerned about wearing labels. But if it comes to a point where that's no longer a focus, then it's virtually useless. You see? What do they say? Supply versus demand. Supply versus demand. The last shall be first and the first shall be last. I'm so glad you said that, because I heard that in my head on Friday. And we think of it like in a biblical sense, right? But like, imagine if you were a third, I'm just going to give you an example so you can fully understand what I'm saying. What's good, Cynthia? Let's say you were a third generation billionaire, millionaire, right? You've never washed clothes, cooked for yourself, paid a bill, had a job, right? You just read that today. Look at that. Right? So you've never had any of these experiences. You have a complete staff that does everything for you, right? But you're extremely powerful, even though you maybe don't really do nothing, right? You could have, right? There's a grid thing. There's no lights because I believe that the Schumann resonance after some time will burn the grid out, right? What's the money good for? If stores aren't open, if you can't buy anything, if you don't know how to do anything, you don't have anything to trade, and people are going to be not coming to work because you can't pay them. And what are they going to do with the money anyway? So they're going to be, tending to their families or because they showed me catching rainwater, they showed me planting vegetation, they showed me all these things, right? So you think these people are going to come and do that for you? They're going to go home and take care of their families. So now these people are going to be left to their own devices, okay? Like looted, bare. All right? So when they show me the King of Pentacles here like this, I know that he feels kind of useless because the security that he's used to is no longer supportive, is no longer has the, like, what is necessary to be useful, right? Here's the Nine of Cups, because what's important is the heart frequency, and people want to be doing things that fill their desires, that they can sustain, right? You got the Eight of Pentacles, people working towards what matters in their personal lives with Nine of Cups, right? Right? Knight of Wands, right? And a lot of, self-determination and trying new things that we don't really have swords crossed, right? Control. This is like, this is like the energy, it gives me the energy of like corporations, like, where are you going? What are you doing? Everybody back to your stations. Get back to work, right? Like they're losing control. They're trying to force control, right? And then the Queen of Cups here across, right? How, let me tell you something. We're going to get a little deep for a second. How do you think that as a society they were able to program so many generations into this? How do you think that we were able to make people feel like their entire worth in this world is attached to how much they have, or how much they work, right? Rather than the human experience, heart chakra energy, right? How do you think they were able to do that? By entrapping the mother, Queen of Cups, by making her fear for safety, especially, I'm going to talk to the women of color for a minute, right? Fear of keeping our children protected, out of danger, right? So, think of like, George Floyd for a second, right? So we want to avoid those outcomes. So what do? We try to teach our children, maybe not completely integrate in the sense of forget who they are, but we try to keep them. Oops, sorry. Oh, but I also felt trapped, like feminine energy, right? So we want to protect them, so we tell them, this is how you have to behave in public spaces. This is how you have to, assimilate yourself to be able to be successful. This is how you stay out of, prison to pipeline, right? This thing, and whatever culture, right? And remember, in the beginning, I was saying the divine feminine energy is using both light and dark. Why? Because she's fed the fuck up. She's coming out here cross. She's tired of the insecurities, of the fear, of the system thriving on something other than love, which is like corrupting the whole fucking line. And as above, so below, right? If the mother, the divine feminine energy, also represents Gaia, which is earth and the heart's resonance and the chakra of the heart, of the earth, being shown by the Schumann resonance, then what is this saying? It's like she has decided to make situations come into play to achieve this higher upgrade. Now, this is going to be, in the form of natural disasters. That could be what we see as a lower vibration, but it's really like, or darker energy, but is not the womb dark, so it's giving birth to new life. Remember, I was saying that there's upgrades and evolution, right? I'm from outer space, I got nuclear, right? So that's what I'm saying. All right, on the higher vibration, it's like she turned the light on. Love, come down. Oh, you make my love come down. Make it come all the way down, right? So turn the heart chakra on, or the Schumann resonance, which is showing the frequency of like this sacred geometry. So it's like I said, you get along, you get in line or stay behind, right? So it's like when your mother comes and you're going, and then instead of your mother picking you up and fighting, she starts walking away, your ass starts running behind her, right? That's what's happening. Okay? Work on your protections, guys. Stay purifying the energetic frequency. Okay? Recognize you might have higher than normal sensitivities. You are being upgraded from the inside out, from the outside in. It's all happening in every look for synchronicities. look at the change in, you know, watch for like even animals behaving differently because they are also getting the Schumann resonance upgrade. All right, so it's all connected. Watch the skies. Spirit said watch the skies because we're going to be seeing a lot of stuff. Watch the water. Okay, guys, so that's what I have for you guys today. I'm gonna go like rest my head because the pressure on my head right now is bananas. Okay, thank you so much for spending time with me. I'm wishing you all light and love. And listen, for those of you that have been with me for a shorter period of time, go back in YouTube and look for the 100 Monkey Theory reading. It ties into this, guys. Okay? So I'm wishing you light and love and blessings on blessings. Bye, guys. Bye, my loves.